dear students, myself Gangadhar Solanke, and I welcome you all to the MC James virtual classroom.
My dear students, today in Standard 9's History and Political Science, we are starting with the lesson which is in History, and the name of the lesson is Empowerment of Women and Other Weaker Sections. Now, in this topic, we are going to discuss about the policies and the schemes and also the social movements started by different people for the empowerment of women and at the same time for the weaker sections. Now, as you people studied history, we know that women had participated extensively in the freedom struggle, and in the 8th standards history you people learned about the history or the freedom struggle of India, and in that number of names were there of the women who played very important role in the freedom struggle. Not only in that, but women have also made important contributions in all fields in the post independence period. And nowadays we can see that in each and every field women are continuously doing their best. That is what we'll study in this chapter, as also the laws enacted for women and other weaker sections. So here one thing which we have to understand is that not only the government but also the people who are interested in empowering the women and other weaker sections worked according to their interests, and by implementing different schemes and policies, and by starting different groups, and through these groups they started social movement. So in this topic we are going to talk about this, but before that there is one chart which is given in our textbook. In that, number of women per 1000 men are given. So if we go in detail of this, in the year of census 1951, then 61, 71, 81, 91 and 2001. These are the years of census. And the number of women per 1000 in 1951, the number was 946. Then in 61, 941. Then 930. Then 934. Then in 91, 927. And in 2001's census it was 933. So by studying or by observing this chart, we can understand that the number of women per 1000 men in India is less, or the sex ratio in India is imbalanced. It is not balanced. पर 1000 के लिए पर 1000 नहीं है, या फिर उससे ज़्यादा नहीं है. ज़्यादा की बात हम नहीं करेंगे. अगर ये नंबर सेम भी होता, then we can call it as the sex ratio is balanced, but it is not like that, and number of reasons are there behind this. So the thing which is given here, find out the reasons why the number of women per 1000 men in the population has been decreasing. Now you people have to find out the reasons, and for that you can take help of internet. You can discuss it with your family members, or you can discuss it with your classmates or with your friends. So when we study the condition of women in India, we realize that the roots of several of the problems they face live in the mentality of men. So here also one reason behind the number game, one reason behind the number of women per 1000 men in the population has been decreasing, because it is in the mentality of men. So even in the 21st century we have not been able to read ourselves out this male centered mentality. everyone wants boy in the home. That is what is mentality of men, or we can say it is the mentality of society. Vinoba Bhave made use of woman power in the Bhudan movement, which he had started, placing his faith in Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy. Then women volunteers carried the message of Bhudan to all parts of India. Women played a significant role in the Telangana peasants' armed struggle, which challenged the rule of the Nizams and the feudal system. As the region became free from bonded labor, women also found freedom from this torment. So, about all these things, we are going to discuss in today's topic, that is empowerment of women and other weaker sections. Women who have to face the brunt of scarcity of supplies and rising prices gave a show of their strength as an organized entity in 1972. One important thing that we all know, in our home, our mummy or our grandmother directly or indirectly relates with the things which are in the list of our daily needs, and it includes number of things. So in 1972 there was hike in the prices of the daily needs. So under the leadership of the socialist leader Mrinal Gore, women in Mumbai participated in a demonstration which came to be known as Latne Morcha. Women came out with the latne in their hands. जो रोटी बनाने के लिए लाटना यूज होता है, वो लेके सारी महिलाएं रास्ते पर आ गए. दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड लाटने मोर्चा. Commodities like oil, ghee, rawa, maida. Now all these things are very necessary in the kitchen or to prepare or to make food. Oil, ghee, rawa, maida would become scarce just as Diwali was near at hand. Kerosene had become very expensive. Women came together brandishing their rolling pins and took part in the demonstration under the leadership of Mrinal Gore. Women came together brandishing their rolling pins and took part in the demonstration. This movement met with success under the leadership of Mrinal Gore. This movement met with success and the public got a glimpse of the united power of women. We're talking about the post-independence period, and this was the first thing where women came on the road with the latne and also got success. Then the next thing, the Chipko movement in 1973. We all heard about this, the Chipko movement. Another show of constructive women power was seen during the Chipko movement in 1973. Now this word Chipko is the regional language word, Chipko. Trees from the forest in the foothills of the Himalayas. Trees from the forest in the foothills of the Himalayas were to be cut down for commercial purpose. For what? For commercial purpose. And in that, Chandi Prasad Bhatt and Sundarlal Bahuguna, two names, Chandi Prasad Bhatt and Sundarlal Bahuguna, had started a movement to prevent this. And the movement, how they started, or the nature of the movement, was Chipko movement. The name of the Chipko movement originated from the word embrace or hugging the tree. Birthplace of this movement, Gopeshwar in district Chamulin, 1973. First Chipko action, March 1974 in Reni village. Now in this, you can see Chandri Prasad Bhatt and Sundarlal Bahuguna. Women followed the strategy of holding hands and encircling each tree. जैसे पेड़ को अपनी बाहों में लेना. As their method consisted of protecting tree by embracing it, the movement came to be known as the Chipko movement. Women took part in it in large numbers. Women had a big role to play in the agricultural economy of this region. And if you go for the names, then the Gaura Devi was the activist who created this awareness among the women with the help of the Sudesha Devi and Bachni Devi. So these names also very important when we talk about the Chipko movement. Then the next one, anti-liquor movement. Now whenever we talk about the liquor, it is the women who directly or indirectly suffered from it. So in 1992 in Andhra Pradesh, where in Andhra Pradesh a movement was started against the drinking of alcohol. It received a good response in other states too, other than Andhra Pradesh. And when the head of the household dies in an untimely death due to the addiction to alcohol, the family faces a serious crisis. And as I told you, directly or indirectly, women suffered from it. Children in the home suffered from it. Due to alcoholism, they have to deal with extreme sorrow and poverty. So what it brings? It brings sorrow and poverty. This movement got the support of the anti-Iraq movement in Andhra Pradesh. In detail about this, we have to talk. Anti-Iraq movement, a women's movement in Andhra Pradesh. As a result of a government policy, Iraq, which means a locally produced alcohol. These dealers set up a shop in every town and village, हर जगह पे, हर गांव में, हर शहर में. The poor laboring people began to get addicted to alcohol. And as it is given in the beginning, what it brings sorrow and poverty. At the same time, a literacy program was being run in the villages of the state. So the Sita Ma Katha, Sita's story, was narrated as a part of this program. It was a story about Sita. Who creates awareness among the people of a village and gets alcohol to be banned from the village. So here the heroine of our story is Sita. In 1992, 3 youths of Dubganta village of Nellore district in Andhra Pradesh drowned in a lake in a state of inebriation and died. At this instance, the women of the village came together and forced the closure of Iraq shops. The report of this news in the local newspapers had its effect on many other villages. The movement spread to the entire state, and the government had to adopt strict policy against the sale of alcohol. Iraq is a low-cost liquor that is generally consumed by poor people. The anti-Iraq movement started as a spontaneous movement in a remote village in Dubagunta, Nellore in the southern west of Andhra Pradesh in India. So the Andhra Pradesh is the southern state of our country. The anti-Iraq movement started in Nellore district in 1992. These are the key points which you have to keep in mind, which will help you to write answers in detail. But this anti-liquor movement in Nellore district can be traced back to the non-cooperation movement of 1920 and 22. June 1921 in Andhra districts, 111 villages, 111 villages had totally stopped consuming drink. So we can say that it gave result, this anti-liquor movement. People stopped consuming drink. And the reaction of this movement, women began their cleanup campaign. Cleanup campaign in the village, cleanup campaign in their colony, by destroying articles used for distilling arak in several houses. The police had no other opinion but to help the women by arresting some of the hook mix and seizing the ration cards of others. So the cards were returned only when they promised to quit the profession. They stopped making or preparing liquor, then only. The women on the rampage also had the support of the village panchayat officials. The literacy campaign helped make the women come forward to register and be enthusiastic. Two things are there. To come forward is the one thing. सामने आना और enthusiastically participate होना. So this literacy campaign, in which Sita was the heroine, the literacy campaign helped make the women come forward to resist and be enthusiastic in bringing a change and not tolerate their men's torture. The government imposed a ban on sale of liquor in the state and prohibition was imposed. However, due to financial constraints, the government had to revise its policy. Total ban and allowed sale, purchase of Indian made foreign liquor, though arak continued to be banned. So we can conclude that the women participated in anti-liquor movement succeed in stopping the liquor or distribution of liquor. Then the next point is International Women's Year. The United Nations had declared 1975 as the International Women's Year. Keep in mind this, 1975 as the International Women's Year. The three aspects of this program were peace. Why started International Women's Year? Peace, development and equality between the men and women. So the main object of the movement started was maintaining peace, development of women, and to establish equality between men and women. In 1975, the government of India constituted the Committee on the Status of Women and appointed Dr. Phul Renu Guha as its chairman. Here in the picture or on the screen you can see International Women Year 1975 postcard. This one also and this one also. Here on the screen you can see the image of the Dr. Phul Renu Guha, who was appointed by Indian government as its chairman. A comprehensive survey was conducted of several issues. After that, I'm talking. A comprehensive survey was conducted of several issues such as the social position of women. What is the social position of women? क्या उनको घर में मान सम्मान दिया जाता है? वो जहाँ पर काम करती है क्या वहाँ पर उनको मान सम्मान मिलता है, या फिर उनके साथ वहाँ पर कोई इनजस्टिस होता है? इन सारी चीज़ों का सर्वे किया गया. About their status in the family and also at the workplace, the consequences of the constitutional provisions made for women, as also education of women and its percentage. So number of things are there about which survey was done. Their progress due to education, difficulties faced by working women, the position of women with respect to work, livelihood, the wages related to men's wages, the female male ratio, birth and mortality rates, and the role of women. So whenever we talk about the development of women or establishing equality between men and women, all these issues are very important to discuss. All these issues are very important to bring in the discussion or in the news. A statewide conference for women was held in 1975, organized by Stree Mukti Sangharsh Samiti. Now we are going to discuss about the key points only. Taking into consideration this entire background, a statewide conference for women was held in 1975, organized by Stree Mukti Sangharsh Samiti. So this one social movement, जैसे गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से भी ट्राई हो रहा है और कुछ सोशल मूवमेंट स्टार्ट हुई है जिससे भी ये काम हो रहा है. स्त्री मुक्ति संघर्ष समिति, वुमेन फ्रॉम ऑल वॉक्स ऑफ द लाइफ regions participated in it, and the Samiti published its manifesto in 1978. Manifesto is the thing which gives an idea about the work or the objective of the work. जैसे गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से जब इलेक्शन ऑर्गेनाइज किया जाता है हर 5 साल के बाद हमारी कंट्री में, तो हर एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी अपना एक मैनिफेस्टो देती है कि अगर हम सत्ता में आएंगे तो हम क्या काम करेंगे. Like this, the Stree Mukti Sangharsh Samiti also published its manifesto in 1978, and the policy of a struggle against discrimination on the basis of gender, caste and one was adopted. किस किस चीज़ों के विरोध में संघर्ष करना है? डिस्क्रिमिनेशन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ जेंडर, boy or girl, men or women, all are equal, not on the basis of caste. कास्ट के बेसिस के भी कोई डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं होगा. नॉट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ वर्ण, वर्णा के बेसिस पे भी कोई डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, भेदभाव जिसे हम कहते हैं, वो नहीं होगा. दिस गेव राइज टू अ कलेक्शन ऑफ सॉन्ग्स कॉल्ड स्त्री मुक्तीची ललकारी. Here you can see स्त्री मुक्तीची ललकारी, in which there were number of songs. A street play called Mulgi Zali. Street plays also are very important in the social movement, which attract the common people towards the issue and also start the debate in the society or the discussion in the society. So Mulgi Zali Ho is the very important street play or played very important role in that particular period. Then a periodical called Prerak Lalkari, this one you can see, Prerak Lalkari, which became their mouthpiece and other such programs. Then in 1977, groups like Stree Mukti Andolan Samiti, established by Saudamini Rao in Pune, then Baiza fortnightly as also Stree Uvach, Maitrin and Stree Anyay Virodhi Manch in Aurangabad, Mahila Dakshata Samiti in Kolhapur, Mahila Hakk in Nashik, Nari Prabodhan Manch in Latur were formed. Anti-dowry protection committees were formed all over Maharashtra, because dowry was one of the very biggest issue when we talk about the development of women, or why the number of women per 1,000 men in the population has been decreasing. So one of the reason behind this is the dowry. Anti-dowry protection committees were formed all over Maharashtra. A conference to protest against oppression of women was organized in Dhule city. So here you can see Stree Mukti Andolan, started by Saudamini Rao in Pune, Nari Prabodhan Manch in Latur, Mahila Dakshata Samiti in Kolhapur, Mahila Hakka Samiti in Nashik, Baiza Stri Watch Maitrin, and Stri Anyay Virodhi Manch in Aurangabad. So all these things were started for the empowerment of women. The next point, Vidya Bal's periodicals Nari Samta Manch and Milun Saryajani. Nari Samta Manch and Milun Saryajani, as also the work of the Samajwadi Mahila Sabha. Samajwadi Mahila Sabha and the Krantikari Mahila Sangatna were of great help in dealing with women's issue. So each and every time while starting any kind of movement, it is very important to bring the issue on the floor. जब तक इशू फ्लोर पे नहीं आएगा तब तक उस पर डिस्कशन नहीं होगा, तब तक उन लोगों के प्रॉब्लम्स क्या है वो समझ में नहीं आएंगे, और जब तक प्रॉब्लम समझ में नहीं आएंगे उस पर आंसर नहीं ढूंढा जा सकता. सो हियर द वर्ड डीलिंग विथ वुमेन्स इशू इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. जब तक इशू पता नहीं चलेंगे उसका सोल्यूशन नहीं निकल सकता. So these Vidya Bal's periodicals also played very important role in empowering women. The employment guarantee scheme in Maharashtra also helped to empower women. Then in this, the next name is of Pramila Dandavate, who established the Mahila Dakshata Samiti in Delhi in 1976. In Delhi in 1976. Branches of the Samiti came up in the states of Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Punjab. So जो भी वर्क प्रमिला दंडवते की तरफ से महिला दक्षता समिति की ओर से स्टार्ट हुआ होगा वो सारा काम इन सारी स्टेट्स में किया जा रहा था. इन तमिलनाडु, इन केरला, इन आंध्र प्रदेश, इन उड़ीसा, इन मध्य प्रदेश, इन उत्तर प्रदेश and also in Punjab. So here one thing which we have to understand is that not only the political parties or the wings of the political parties, not only the government but also the people by their own started different movements for the empowerment of women. Then next thing in this, the Communist Party. The Communist Party also established the Akhil Bharatiya Janwadi Mahila Sangathan in 1980. Efforts were made to start branches of this organization in all parts of India. The Sangatna started a struggle against issues like dowry, female ferticide, domestic abuse, and research on women's issues was undertaken at various levels. And now we'll talk about these various levels. Women's study centers were started at the first Women's University, the Srimati Nathibai Damodar Thakursi, that is SNDT. This university particularly we can say played very important role in giving education to the women. And the Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Savitribai Phule Pune University and Shivaji University Kolhapur. These centers played an important role in critical analysis and in developing a vision on women's issues. Now here one thing again I want to focus, that whenever any kind of study is there in the any kind of institute, then there is not only the study but the work of research is also there. Then collecting data is also the very important work. Then the discussions and the debates, ये सारी चीज़ें उन पर्टिकुलर इश्यूज पे बात करती है. तो इन सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में ये सारे सेंटर्स शुरू हो जाने से वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट में बहुत फ़ायदा इसका हुआ. We discussed about the manifestation of women power, in that the Chipko movement, then the anti-liquor movement, International Women's Year. Now in the next part of this topic, we'll be learning laws for women, awareness against the dowry tradition, family courts, trial involving alimony, the Commission of Sati Act, the Commission of Sati Prevention Act, Protection of Human Rights Act, Reservation for Women, Scheduled Castes, Scheduled Tribes, Nomadic and Denotified Tribes, and the last point of this topic, minorities, which we are going to discuss in the second part of this topic. Please subscribe the channel and press bell icon to get notifications.
So my dear students, this is all for today. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe, take care.